I say I don't like cricket. Oh no, I love it. I don't like cricket. Oh no, I love it.
Well, good evening and welcome to 52 Beers to Oman, your daily wrap-up and preview of the ICC 2020 World Cup from Oman and the UAE. I'm Beefy Blake, and with me, as always, the umpire strikes back himself. Yes, Bharath. Row!
Good evening, Beefy.
How you going, mate? What's been happening? What's lit up your life in the past 24 hours?
Shakib Al Hassan's all-round performance. Great to watch.
He's cementing his spot as the world's best all-rounder.
Yeah, he's number one, isn't he? In the list.
He is now.
The T20 one.
I think last night, because he took 3 wickets and scored over 25, I think that was either the 9th or 10th time he's done it. And he's now like way clear of anyone else that's ever done that.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that was a little bit of a stat I picked up last night.
Nice. And it wasn't just any 3 wickets. He took out the main man, my man Jatinder Singh as well, who was the top scorer for Oman.
He was. And not only that, to be completely honest, if he'd have stayed in, Oman may have got there because it was pretty tight. Well, look, they were, 60 for 1?
I think they were.
Yeah, chasing. So at one stage, it didn't help that the second over of the Bangladesh bowling, he bowled 5 wide, so it was an 11-ball over, so that didn't help.
No. It reminded me of that over from Daryl Tuffy. Do you remember that one?
Daryl Tuffy. I don't think anyone remembers that over from Daryl Tuffy.
I think it was one of the worst overs in cricket. He bowled so many extras, 20 or so. It was a 20 or 24 ball over.
I did see very, very quickly, it's got nothing to do with the World Cup, but some D-grade cricketer in Perth bowled 1 over for 50 runs on the weekend. It was 6 sixes, but it was 8 sixes, and there were 2 full toss no balls. And that was the only over he bowled. So 1 over, none for 50. So there we go.
That's good. That's good you said that he only bowled 1 over. It would have been a bit of a shock if he was brought back in for the second.
True. Well, it may have been the 3rd or 4th over his spell, but no, that was his only over of the game. Anyway, let's get back to the 2020 World Cup. Last night, it was Scotland and Papua New Guinea, and the big one, Oman versus Bangladesh. We didn't think we'd be saying that. Now, the one thing to come out of the Omani team at the minute is the fact that I think there was 6 Indians and 5 Pakistanis, and they're living together in perfect harmony.
They are, which is what happens outside of India and Pakistan. We get that with comedy here as well, and cricket teams here that I come across all the time.
Yeah.
So as soon as you take them out, put them in a different environment, suddenly everyone gets along.
Oh, well, it just proves it can be done.
Yeah.
When you take politics out of things, it's a lot easier, I tell you now.
True.
Anyway, Scotland played Papua New Guinea. I'm going to be honest, I didn't see any of this game.
Did you watch the highlights, the Scotland Papua New Guinea?
No.
It was,
that's your job, man.
Yeah, it was pretty good. Richie Barrington, I think it was, scored a good knock. And I was looking out for our Amazon delivery guy, Graves, to come good again. But it just wasn't meant to be, unfortunately.
I mean, the one thing, just looking at this score, I mean, it's got to be a good thing that Papua New Guinea scored 148 in the end. That's pretty good for them.
Oh, look, it's still... it wasn't a bad loss, but I guess they're out of the running, and a team like Scotland you would think that they would put up a bit more of a fight with them. World Cup, maybe come, they're beaten by 10 runs or less, it would have been nicer than a bigger margin. But and they didn't play out their 20 overs, which is a bit of a shame as well.
Yeah. And then like I said, the crunch match, Bangladesh against Oman. Bangladesh struggled. Mohammad Naeem was actually really the backbone of the innings. He was smashing it to all four corners. But what surprised me is with the Bangladeshis is Mamadullah came in at number 7 or 8, and somebody else came in late as well, which was a bit of a strange kind of choice for them, but considering they were quite a way behind what they were going to score, what they thought they were going to score against Oman. But Bilal Khan, he looks a tremendous bowler.
He does. He moves it around a little bit as well. Mahmudullah was talking about his strategy before the game as well. They just wanted to put some runs on the board because there was meant to be dew and so on, but Bangladesh didn't care. All they wanted was a win. And his thing was, if we bat 20 overs, put a score on the board, we will get through, which is why he held back a couple of batters, including himself, a bit later down the order, just in case there was a collapse or something. In the middle.
And like I said, I thought they were 60 or 70 for one, Oman chasing, and they were looking good at one stage until Jatinder started. Well, he got a bit carried away, really. If he'd have batted through, they would have been so close. But I think adrenaline gets the better of me. He likes to hit the ball hard and long, but he just got a bit carried away considering he got dropped fairly easily by Mamadullah, weirdly enough. And then he should have really put his head down and batted as long as he could. But got a bit carried away, unfortunately.
Inexperienced happens to all of us. Get a couple of good shots and we think we're invincible.
Yeah, very true. Very true. What have I got? I've actually got a couple of highlights from last night. This is the ICC's 3 plays of the day.
That is a sweet stroke. Oh, what a cracker! Holes disturbed again. Beautiful piece of bowling. There's the swing, the shape, and a little bit of pace on. Kyle Kurtz has gone for 6. Spice gone! Follow through! On fire here, Fires! That is a very good catch, never easy off your own bowling. Up! And a monster! Didn't just clear it by a little, it's cleared it by a big distance. That is a sweet stroke.
I think the one that was missing off that is, I think it may have been the Scottish man of the match. He put one out of the ground, absolute monstrous 6.
How many meters was it, Dina, roughly?
I think they're saying 100 meters. So
that's
it's a big
bad.
shot. Yeah.
100 is a big hit. And that catch which they showed as the play of the thing, there have been some really good ones. There was one even in the warm-up game, New Zealand, Australia.
Martin Guptill. That was the first ball of the innings as well. David Warner got out, and it could have happened to a nicer guy. But it was a fantastic catch by what they're now calling the Flying Kiwi.
Yeah, the Flying Kiwi.
But those warm-up games, they don't count.
Nah, India's playing Australia tonight, so...
I think they beat England yesterday, didn't they, as well? But I don't think anyone really worries. It's just about getting used to the conditions and getting used to the pitches.
True.
Yeah. So here's the group standings. Obviously, in Group B, the games from last night, Scotland are effectively, well, are they effectively through? Probably not. They have to get over because the last game is against Oman. So their net run rates are very, very similar. So if Oman win, then they will probably go through, considering Bangladesh have got to play Papua New Guinea. And we do expect Bangladesh to beat those guys. Now, tonight's game, what are tonight's games? Namibia versus the Netherlands. Probably doesn't really matter. And there is a crunch game, really, because Sri Lanka are playing Ireland. Now, that will probably determine who goes where into which groups. So, in Group A, the winners will go into England, Australia, South Africa, West Indies, and the runners-up go into India, Pakistan, New Zealand, Afghanistan. So, some people on paper are saying you might want to finish second to get in a possibly easier group,
which is the India, Pakistan, New Zealand, Afghanistan.
Yes.
Yeah, I would say so, because South Africa have been very understated, but they've been winning a lot lately. And you look at England, very strong team. West Indies are strong. Australia can beat anyone on the day. So, yeah, I'll be wanting to be in Group 2 as well.
So, yeah. I mean, tomorrow's games are going to boil down to that Scotland-Oman game, I think, in the end. But, yeah, let's wait and see what happens tonight. Here's the odds for tonight. Namibia, 250, Netherlands, $1.54, and then Sri Lanka, red-hot favourites to beat Ireland, with what we just talked about in mind, that's probably good odds on Ireland.
It's great odds on Ireland. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's more equal than that. It could be anyone's game.
Yeah, I think so. In the conditions, because obviously it's going to be the later game. You know, I'm a bit on the fence here. I really am. The total tournament betting hasn't changed. I did check that today. What else have I got for us tonight? This is the official. We're talking about Oman. And I mentioned this the other day. The crowds are fantastic. That crowd last night for Oman, Bangladesh, it was going off. It was absolutely crazy. Yeah. Oman Cricket have just released, this is their promotional team anthem for the 2020 World Cup this year.
Hiya cricket, hiya cricket, hiya cricket, ho ho ho. Hiya cricket, hiya cricket, hiya cricket, ho ho ho. With all the pride we're ready to rise, with all the hope our eyes on the prize, with all the love we'll come and see. The champions are here, so get ready. Hiya cricket, hiya cricket, ho ho ho. Hiya cricket, hiya cricket, hiya cricket, ho ho ho. The field is all set and the wickets are ready. We're here to play and we're here to win it. The championship is here and this is our plan. We are together, united we stand.
There you go. That's very professionally done.
Yes.
I don't know what the national sport of Oman is, but I should do as the world's biggest sports fan. But I genuinely think bringing the World Cup there will have a positive effect for Oman. And obviously, if they've got a lot of expat Indian and Pakistanis and Bangladeshis as well, then there's no reason. They're obviously investing in cricket over there. So that can only be a good thing. It
will be. It will be. Looking at some of the other teams as well, it's hard for them to get away from it, given that they're so close to the action and ICC has its headquarters in Dubai and so on. There's no escaping it.
Oh, very true. The other thing I was thinking, even watching the game last night, is realistically, if they've got a team like that can play cricket, they really can't be that far off even being considered for test status as well.
Wow, you think so?
Yeah. I think so. They've got the facilities. They've obviously got the players. And if it's growing, I don't see any reason why not. They're obviously a competitive side at the moment, anyway.
Yeah.
Got to be a bit more competitive than Zimbabwe, surely.
True. Although at one point Zimbabwe were quite competitive. One of their teams were very strong.
Yeah, I mean, that was a fair time ago now, though. I mean, you're talking about the Flower Brothers and Heath Streak and David Houghton and those guys.
Strang, Houghton. Yeah, that team was a good team.
Yeah, they were.
Campbell was
All
there.
right, then put your money on the line. What's your double for tonight? Who's going to win tonight's games?
Netherlands. And I'm going to go out on a limb and say Ireland.
Okay, I like it. Well, I'm gonna buck that trend. I'm gonna go totally opposite to you. I think Namibia are gonna pull one off. They're gonna beat the Dutch boys, and I do think Sri Lanka will have enough to beat Ireland. I just think in those conditions, being in the night game, they're going to cope with those conditions a bit better than the Irish boys will. So that is my prediction.
We shall see.
We definitely shall. Well, mate, that's a wrap for day 4. I will see you tomorrow. Same time, same place.
See you, Beefy.
See you, mate.
Bye.